Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raha, Hodash. Honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel that do labor and teach the truth and sincerity. Shalom to you, Akim, your hopeful elect on the highway and hedges, making your body a living sacrifice according to Romans 12 and verse 1. Shalom to you, sincere believers as well, which consist of men and women. Shalom, Brakatham, and as always, Abad Babal. This is your brother Zakar Abon coming back with another video. Going straight to the point, the book of James chapter 1 and verse 23. And it says, "For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass." NLT. "For if you listen to the word and don't obey it, it's like glancing at your face in a mirror." All right. And this is giving the analogy of pretty much not taking heed, right? Not taking heed unto the word, just hearing it, but not actually applying it, not actually measuring yourself with the standard which is the Bible. All right, that's the measuring tool. Are we actually applying these scriptures, or are we just, listening to it and saying con, but not actually taking heed unto it, right? And when you glance at a mirror, you're not really observing yourself. You're not really examining yourself. Okay? Because before we step out and we go about our day, guess what we do? We look in the mirror, make sure we'll, looking okay, making sure we presentable. The same way we do it is truth. All right? Making sure we actually applying it, on the camera and off the camera. So once again, are we actually taking heed, or are we just, to use the famous word so far, cosplaying? Okay, so let's read this again. "For if you listen to the word and don't obey it, it's like glancing at your face in a mirror." All right, you're not actually observing and examining yourself. Okay, so let's grab a few of these as far as, since I quoted it, examining yourself. Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. Okay, 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5. And we see right here at the heading, it says, "Examine yourselves." But I'm going to go straight to the point. It says, 2 Corinthians 13:5, "Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know you not your own selves, how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except you be retrobrates." But it says what? "Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith." Right? And the same one is 1 Corinthians 11:28. Okay? Examine your own selves to see if you're worthy to, drink of that cup. Right? Which is ultimately, to sum it up, is being part of this body, being part of the body of Yahushua. Are you actually worthy? Because, eventually, if you're not worthy, guess what's going to happen? The Most High is going to spew you out of his mouth. But it says, "Examine yourselves to see if your faith is genuine." Are you actually genuine? Are you actually doing this from a sincere heart, or are you doing this for evil motives, for clicks and views, for whatever, is in your heart? Meaning what, your mind. Okay? "Examine yourselves to see if your faith is genuine. Test yourselves. Surely you know that Yahushua HaMashiach is among you. If not, you have failed the test of genuine faith." Okay, so we're supposed to be doing what? Examining ourselves, right? Not just hearing the word, but actually, applying it. Okay, because these scriptures that we listen to, we got to take heed, right? We got to take heed and actually apply it. And when you go to the word heed, it actually means what? Observe. All right, so observe and examine yourselves. Because before we even start, reading out judgments and telling Jake about himself, we got to get the mote out of our own eye. We can go to the book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 3, 4, and 5. All right, we got to make sure we, upright and actually measuring according to the scriptures, man. So let's grab this here as well, since I quoted it, 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 28. It says, "But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup." Just talking about the Passover, but also just in general, it's about, are you really a part of this? Are you really a part of this body of Yahushua? Are you actually, in this faith? Are you actually genuine? This is why you should examine yourself before eating the bread and drinking the cup. All right. Always have that mindset of what? Examining yourself, actually taking heed. Okay. So let's go back to the book of James 1:23, just to put it in context once again in the NLT. James 1:23 NLT. For if you listen to the word and don't obey it, it's like glancing at your face in a mirror. Right? You just passing by. You just overlooking your issues. You just overlooking, as they say in the world, the skeletons in your closet. All right. You actually have not addressed your own issues and your problems. All right, and your sin. Okay. You're just glancing. You're just overlooking. Right. So let's go to here. Let's go to the book of 1 Timothy 4 and verse 16. Make a few more points, and that'd be pretty much it. Right, because I was saying as far as actually taking heed. Are you actually taking heed? So 1 Timothy 4 and verse 16, and it says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, or continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. All right, and this doctrine is according to the precept. Through thy precepts I get what? Understanding. Okay, well, let's get this word for heed.
Strong's G 1907. Epecho. Epecho.
Right, and it says to do what? To have or hold upon, apply, to observe, attend to. Observe. Okay, don't just glance at your face, as it says in the James 1:23 when it using that similitude, but actually, are you actually observing yourself? You know, like the song Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. You know, are you actually confessing your sins? Are you actually, taking heed? All right. Observe, to attend to give attention to hold towards, hold forth, present, to check, delay, stop, stay. Okay. But the point there is to do what? Observe. Right. So observe. Let's grab a few more of these. And that'll be pretty much it. Let's go to the book of Joshua 23 and verse 11 to fall back more off that taking heed. So this is the book of Joshua, chapter 23 and verse 11. And it says, take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that you love the Yahweh, your power. All right. So once again, take heed to yourselves that we love Yahweh, our power. Okay. Once again, observe.
Strong's H 8104. Shamer. Shamer.
It said to keep guard, observe, give heed. Right? So take heed. Are we actually applying it? Are we actually genuine? Okay. So, and let's grab this last one as well. Deuteronomy 4 and verse 9. A little bit more off that taking heed. It said, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they part from thy heart all the days of thy life. All right. So we're supposed to be taking heed, actually applying, the scriptures, actually, trying to grow, actually, once again, measuring up to these, the scriptures, man. Okay. Trying to keep the standard. Lest they depart from thy heart, meaning what? Your mind, all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. But it said what? Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently. Right? So we're supposed to be what? Taking heed unto this word and actually applying it. First with ourselves first. Like I gave the example in the book of Matthew chapter 7, the mote, as it says when Yahushua gave us, the parable, the mote in our eye. Right? We got to take care of our own skeletons in our closet. Okay? And we want to always have that mindset of, examining ourselves, observing. And I'm going to just grab this here. I'm just, let's go here. Let's go to the book of Sirach 18 and verse 20. Right? About this examining it now. That'll be pretty much it. Just want to hit a few points. But it says, Surah 18 and verse 20, before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. All right? So that's what we're doing, man. Okay, seeking the mercy of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, taking care of our own issue before we even address anything, right? But it said, before judgment, examine thyself. And we're doing all this examining to make sure we are truly, genuine in this faith. As I just grabbed in the book of, was it 2 Corinthians 13? Before judgment, examine thyself, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. Right? And once again, to make sure we are truly in this, faith, man. So let's grab that one more time, and that'd be pretty much it. 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 5. In the NLT, examine yourself to see if your faith is genuine. Are you truly sincere? Test yourselves. Surely you know that Yahweh Shah Mashiach is among you. If not, you have failed the test of genuine faith. Okay? So we always want to make sure we actually applying this, man. Right? Not just having some leaven, within us. Okay? Actually, continue to get ourselves sharper. Right? For that day of visitation. So, that was pretty much the point there. I just want to grab a few. Make this clear as possible through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Al Shai Hakudash. I'm in it there. I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, call Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh Shem Al Shai, and also honors be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel that do labor, teach the truth and sincerity. Shalom to you, Akim. We hope for elect on the highway and hedges, making your body a living sacrifice, according to Romans 12 and verse 1. Shalom to sincere believers as well, sister men and women. Shalom, Brakatham, and as always, a Bible ball. Shalom.